Oh.
Say that again. Say that again. Say exactly what you just said again.
Right. So here we are, Dildogeddon Part 3.
Yeah.
And here they are in the comments already. The dildo loving goofballs.
Yeah.
We've got how many in here? Just loads of them.
Well, here's the thing. You posted in the last stream, you posted the comment, which was fantastic. And it was like, do you like dildos, yes or no? It was a simple question, and only 2 people answered. One said yes, and one said no, and everybody else said fuck all. And their silence to me means they support it because they're not against it. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to let Uncompetative say exactly what he said before we went live because it was hilarious. What was the issue? What was the? This is gonna be. He's gonna say the exact same
build
thing.
it up now.
No, I'm building it up.
I said simply that it was a bundle of sticks playing around with a bundle of dicks.
It was still good. It was still good.
There's Rose Graham in the chat, and she's saying, "Yeah, a bunch of old men who got confused to start up a stream call." Well, technically, I am 53.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's a fair criticism.
We didn't get confused at all. The microphone wasn't working. The headset.
No, you weren't live. You weren't broadcasting.
Yeah,
you hadn't actually started the stream.
But the reason for that was because we had to restart a new one, and that was not my fault. That was StreamYard's fault for not accepting my headset.
Well, I've been
when I plugged it in,
doing streams all
that
week.
was the problem.
I've been doing streams all week.
You always have problems. It doesn't matter how long.
Yeah, I use StreamYard a lot, so
yeah, it's good.
But I must have done, how much did I do? 3 days worth of stream. So that's like 6 12-hour streams, like on consecutive days. I don't know why I did it. But I got stuck. I got stuck. Someone made a video that I objected to, and I thought, I'm going to take this apart. And my introduction was 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then I started and I got through 20 minutes of their video, and it took me 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's not really very good. I could probably do the whole thing in one if I put my mind to it, because their video is only 2 hours long, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. And every time I did it again, I thought of new things to say. And then I was confused about what things I had said in previous streams. And like, do I repeat them again? Right?
Yeah.
And it got so frustrating. In the end, I deleted the whole lot.
Only you could have done that, man. Your videos are like they're an anomaly, you know.
I got referred to by this guy who was doing the same kind of content. He was referring to the same stream, and I turned up in his stream and said hi. And he said, "Oh, everyone should know this guy. He makes epic 12-hour streams about this content, the same thing I'm watching." He said, "There's no way that he can be talking for the whole time." And like, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I am actually talking the whole time.
All right. So, what were you saying before, Crunch, about the lockdowns and all that? Because that was a good point. I don't think you.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. So, this is why these people are this way, and that's because over the last few years, they've all been locked up in their house on the computers over the lockdowns, and they haven't been interacting with real human beings in public. They've just been interacting with people on the internet. And that's why they've all become this weird hive mind cult of just weirdos who just accept anything that they say. Oh, yeah, Halo was good. And they were all defending Halo over the lockdown. You know, oh, yeah, Halo's going to be a good game. And then they're like, oh, yeah, got to get cat ears. Whoa, cat ears. And then they're just all jumping around between all these little goofy things on the internet. Oh, yeah, I've got to
it's not actually their opinion. It's a hive mind.
They've got to put the pronouns on the Twitter account just to make other people feel good about themselves. You know what I mean? They've got they go on Tumblr, they go on Twitter, and they just believe all this, you know, just drivel that's just been pushed through them. and they've been reading on the internet day in, day out, and they just have no real opinion of them for themselves. It's just they've been bought into this social conditioning over a time where they've just not talked with real people. So now they think things like dildos and playing around with them is normal when it's not. Then it's not going to be normalized. It's only normalized by the Twitter weirdos.
Yeah, but the point is that I would like to add to that is the fact that not one person, when you ask that question, 2 people gave you an answer, and one of them supported it out of the 2, and everybody else kept quiet, and they still kept quiet. Why? What is the score there?
I do agree with your point, because I moved during the pandemic lockdowns. So there's the first one, and you weren't allowed to move house. And then there was the second one, you weren't allowed to move house. And I was desperate to move house because I thought if I leave it any longer, the guy I'm buying off, who's an old guy, won't want to, sell to me, and the whole chain will break down and I have to start again and look for something in a totally different location of the country, travel all over the place again. So anyway, I was very lucky, and I was managed to just squeeze it in when it was like legal to actually get a removal van and men in your house moving furniture. It wasn't like against the law. And when I moved in, finally, I was like by myself. I don't have a job. Don't have any friends here because I live in Colchester. Haven't met anyone. No way of meeting anywhere because everything's shut down. And I hadn't even said hello to my next door neighbors. And I'm like, this is what it's going to be like for a few months. Just going to be entirely by myself, right? So I have to go online, right? And I found the podcast that you've been on, the Roundtable podcast, and that was a help. But I didn't have face-to-face conversation, not a single one the whole year, other than with my next door neighbor after we had the gale and the fence between our properties fell down. And he came, knocked on the door, and then he was stood away practically in the middle of the road because he's so scared of getting COVID. And saying, what am I going to do about it? Right. And that's the only conversation I had, other than going in a shop and someone in the masks, taking my money. Yeah. And it's just that really did it to me. I was I'm pretty good at being alone without being lonely, because I live alone a lot.
Yeah, but you just physically, you didn't have the interaction, did you? With anybody?
I didn't have any fucking person talk to me for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was cruel, right?
Yeah.
And I can well imagine that people get into the Twitter and, they call it echo chambers. They call it siloing, being in a silo. There is an algorithm, and the idea is that the algorithm is programmed to keep your engagement.
Yeah.
And what it will do is it will find out things that you're interested in and make sure you get more of that thrown your way, so that you're constantly combating people with the wrong opinion from your perspective. And then that means it reinforces you in terms of love of like-minded people who share your opinion. So you have, you can follow people. Yeah, it's all a very simple, viral snowballing system where it's going to form opposing cults, right?
Yeah.
And when you find the vast majority of people on Twitter are in their 20s and they've got their pronouns, and some of them have got anime avatars or furry avatars, and they are trans or something of that nature, right? They're playing around with identity. Yeah, because that's all of the vogue at the moment.
But the thing is, the only place
you will find if you want to get followers, if you are at all kind of saying anything negative about the left, about say Biden's doing things wrong with the economy, let's say, and you're American, then you're not going to get as many followers. But if these people are grifters, which we've all established that they are, you've made loads of videos about how they're all grifters, regardless of what your politics are as an American, right? If you've got any sense at all, you're going to cultivate the left and make sure you never ever piss them off.
Yeah.
So that means that you're going to be doing goofier and goofier things because they're all goofy.
Exactly, and that's what the App Man has done. He's completely changed his political views.
Yeah.
Over the
Now,
last
I
few
think
years.
he was on the right. And I'm not sure why, but
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a gun owner to me.
Well,
with Ackman particularly, he had this big tirade against like trannies, saying that they were.
Oh,
you
did
know,
he?
Yeah, and he lost his position.
He argued with Late Night Gaming about it on Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and they just had a big spaff about it. And then he put all
Yeah,
this.
I remember this. Now you're saying it. Yeah.
I think when he was doing all this stuff about Quantum TV recently, all those old tweets get pulled back up because he was saying, "Oh, you can't say this," and it's like, "Yeah, but you said the same things."
Yeah.
So he had this, and then at some point, he's like, probably in the last couple of years, he's decided, "Oh, actually, I was wrong on trans people."
Yeah,
I was
suddenly wrong because
yeah, he's
my
suddenly
fan
wrong,
base.
and that's because he's trying to entertain the new Halo people who are all these weirdos.
Well, very narrowly not cancelled, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
he was cancelled, but
briefly. Technically, I think people claim it too much and say they're cancelled.
Yeah.
But what it actually means to be cancelled is you actually lose your job.
Yeah.
Right?
It does seem
if you lose your job
position
as a result of having an opinion, then you are cancelled.
Yeah.
I think. For example, there was a lawyer who had a really high-powered job. Her name was Maya Forstarter. You might not have heard this story. And she made a tweet which was something really innocuous like, men can't be women. That was all she said in the tweet.
Yeah.
And she got fired. So she goes to an employment tribunal and she says, look, what's the hell? What's the matter? Why can't I, why am I being fired for this? And the judge says, you can't have that opinion. You're being transphobic and you're discriminating, and it's hate speech towards trans people. It's like, how? How is it hate speech to trans? I'm not saying let's round up all the trans people and gas them, right? Right. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying that now. I'm just saying that would be hate speech, right?
It's okay. What it says is mischief will take that later and put it in a video.
Yeah. Obviously, people are going to listen to this and think that's the case.
They'll deliberately take it out of context. That's what they do.
Yeah, and the bundle of sticks comment as well, But
the thing is, no one's going to watch this whole stream, and they're going to take that one section out of context and then play.
Well, they did do that though. I mean, the Nazis they didn't just kill Jews; they killed homosexuals, and they brought those into the Auschwitz and were giving them Zyklon B gas and killing them off with that. And they started shooting them, and they had the soldiers in trenches, and then they'd shoot them with bullets, and then they said, "We can't be doing this because we need the bullets for the front." Right, and it was having a negative effect on the soldiers that are doing all the mass executions, and they're like having to kill loads and loads of people. That's
a whole other thing that I don't even think we can discuss on YouTube.
But I mean, the thing is that I think it's fair to discuss. I mean, I know Susan Wojcicki's Jewish, and she's left now. But the thing is that I'm not saying it's a good thing.
No.
I'm saying it's all bad.
What I'm saying is YouTube just doesn't.
I'm not denying the Holocaust. I'm saying
it's
bad.
No,
included other people than Jews.
No, I'm just saying that YouTube doesn't like people talking about it. So
gypsies were also, I think some black people as well. But yeah, they had it inferred in anyone who wasn't deemed, pure German.
Yeah. Well, let's
anyway,
move on.
We'll move off that subject. But the thing is that. We're talking about trans, right? How do we get onto trans? We're talking about
they would have been
saying the wrong thing about trans, and then
it's all right. I'll recap. I know what you said.
Oh yeah, Maya Forstarter, right? Yeah. She went to the court to try and get compensation for being sacked for saying the wrong thing, and then the judge goes and says that's was like it's wrong because of this, and made it out she was an even worse person. And then she went to a higher court and she fought for her rights. And she had an important landmark judgment where her rights to have the belief that men can't be women was protected by law.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I don't think that's sufficient because it's not a belief; it's a fact,
Correct.
right? But everyone's been like, all the women on that are supporting her in her, legal case were like saying, this is a great win. And I was thinking, I don't think it is actually the great win that you think it is, because all it's saying that
it's a small win.
it's like saying, I believe in Jesus, and people are saying Jesus never existed, and he's saying, well, it's my opinion that Jesus existed, and they're saying, oh, fair enough,
but
right?
Yeah, but the fact that it even went to court and the fact she even lost a job and all that is a fucking disgrace.
Well, she
Never
hasn't
mind.
got the compensation yet. I mean, I looked it up just today, and it was like, she's still going through legal proceedings now that it's established that she was unfairly dismissed, to go off and see if she can get compensation from the job that fired her. I'm thinking, what's this woman living off, right?
Well, she was a lawyer. She's probably got some money in the bank.
I mean, maybe she had a crowdfund or something, but
lawyers
I didn't follow it that closely. I mean, she's good friends with J.K. Rowling, so she's probably going to.
I start to question whether some of these things are even real, man.
That way,
it's all fucking like made up. But that's another.
What's made up?
Well, all this stuff you see in the media about stuff like that, is it even real? Like half of it. Like, how do we know she's even real?
Right?
Well, hang on a minute. How do you know that? You don't personally know this person. The whole thing could be made up.
What, all the stories that get reported?
Some of them, yeah. Why not?
Well, I mean, like, there's Donald Trump saying things are fake news.
There you go,
but that's different from things in our country that get reported, like court cases. Like there was a case of
actually.
There's a good example like this. There's a woman who got raped, right, and she went to court and got in trouble from the judge because she went and referred to her rapist as he. And what had happened is, subsequent to the rape, the rapist, who was hadn't really got a chance of getting out, going to prison, thought, I know what
I'll go to a women's prison.
I will self-ID as a female, and I'll create myself a female name, because you have a bit of time before you end up in court for whatever you've done. You always have a little bit of the next day, right?
We know the story, man.
And so he goes off and he's like, and she said the wrong thing, and she got in a lot of trouble for calling him he, and the judge was saying, you must refer to the accused with she, her pronouns. And if she'd stuck by her guns, she could have been in contempt of court.
Well, why didn't she just say, well, he was a he when it happened? There you go. So I'm referring to at the time.
They don't like that. They don't like that at all. And
doesn't matter.
It's not a matter of what she can do. It's a matter of the law.
No. It's in the past tense.
No, it's not a matter of it's not a matter of English grammar and tense and what's logic, and none of that matters. No, you misunderstand. In the court, the law is how it is now, and the law's crazy. Yeah, right. So what's happened is the law's become crazy, and there's a thing called the judge's bench book, which gives the advice of saying, if you have someone who identifies this way, and the whole thing about gender identity is, again, insane, right? It's fiction, right? And so they've allowed that to become law, and that's had this knock-on effect. And that means that the advice is to say to the judge, if someone comes in there identifying this way, you've got to respect their pronouns, and everyone in court has to, otherwise they're in contempt of court. And he's just following the law. The judge is just following the law. So when you see
that didn't work in Nazi Germany neither.
When you see that in a court case, and you see it reported in, say, the Daily Mail, and they're using headliners saying, woman rapes woman or something, you're thinking, how? Did they use a dildo?
Yeah, but hang on a minute.
Dildo? Right?
You're assuming all this shit is real.
This thing
not
is
a psychological operation to.
Well, yeah, it could be. It could be like the UFOs. But the thing is that or are they? But the thing is that they.
No, the UFO thing. I can tell you that now. That is legitimate because they want to make money. The department wants to be set back up so they can make money out of doing nothing in the US. That's why that's started happening.
So they make out there's a new threat.
The people in the US it's they already did all this research into UFOs before, and they found nothing, and then now they're doing it again. They're starting up a department again, even though the old department was closed because it was just wasting money, basically. So it's just a case of government wasting money. That's what that is.
Same with NASA. Waste the money.
Well, let's not go on to that.
Can we talk about UFOs?
Maybe on another stream. Let's get back.
I mean, there's a case of the USS Omaha in 2019. That's quite interesting because they have all the data.
Well, I'd be down for talking about that.
Radar and everything, and it's like they're all moving around in the sky, and they send up the jets, and they all get pop-up observations of them and readings and infrared, and then one goes into the sea, and they say splash, and you're thinking, are they living in the sea? And do they pop up from the sea and then fly around and go back in the sea? That's everyone thinks that they live at the rear of the moon or something. But wouldn't it make more sense for them to be underwater? Right?
Well, we've all heard these stories before, man. I don't think there's any actual evidence for any of that. So I would just,
because James Cameron's The Abyss, they go down like deep down in the abyss, and eventually they find a UFO down there.
Yeah, but in Journey to the Center of the Earth, they go to the center of the Earth. I mean, it doesn't really mean
yeah. I mean, obviously. Yeah, I mean, this whole thing about, was there any chance of the woman ending up in contempt of court being sent to a female prison along with the person who raped her and being put in the same cell as him?
Yeah, but if you don't, if the
I mean, that would be bad luck, wouldn't it?
The second you refuse to fight something, they've got you, haven't they?
Well, they put people who don't pay their TV license into prison. When I opted out of paying my TV license, they said if I was caught watching BBC TV, I'd have to pay £2,000, and there would be a chance that I might go to prison for 2 years. And I was thinking, this just for watching TV. So, I took a pair of pliers to the back of my TV.
For free.
I took a pair of pliers to the back of my TV to squeeze the aerial cable, aerial socket, so that there's no way I could put something into it.
All right, don't worry about it. All right, we're gonna have to. Let's get back to Crunch because I know Crunch wants to say.
Yeah,
something.
sure.
Go on, Crunch. Take it away.
Right. Where to start? I mean.
Weird Uncompetative, he's gone off into conspiracy. We can come back to that some other time.
No, it's fine.
About the UFOs.
I don't think there's that much to say about these people. They're just goofballs, aren't they?
Well, this is it. And what you're saying about the lady in the court is relevant. Is that the government is actually pushing this agenda, and so these people are crazy. It's like a social conditioning in it. That's what we were saying. So I'll let Crunch continue with the.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Right, so I guess it goes back to something I was talking about the pub earlier. Is that there's quite a lot of people who just they just go on the internet and that's their life. That's it, really.
Yeah, mischief.
They don't. And I think
for a tanga.
You can see it with people in school. You can see it with people who are quite young. They just don't get off the internet. They're always on a phone or a tablet or
that's right.
Whatever it is. And I think a lot of it is parenting there. They've been raised on the computer rather than raised by the parents.
Yeah,
so they
never... can I interject there? It's like,
like
what I would say is like when I started doing videos, I used to make a comment, right? And then I'd make the comment. And then I'd go to bed, right? And then the next day, I'd come back to it in 10 hours time. And then I'd make another comment. And then they'd be like, oh, wait, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, I shut the computer down. I went to sleep and then I opened it the next day. It's a foreign concept to them. It's like, if you didn't respond within 4 hours, it's like the debate was closed.
Oh, right. They were pissed that you hadn't immediately responded.
Yeah, exactly. Because
they're all cooked on the whole thing of they get a notification from YouTube that you've seen their comment and everything, and you're supposed to respond. You're supposed to respond immediately. Yeah,
I'll respond when I'm good and ready.
Yeah. I try to respond to people in a day. Every day I look at all my messages, and What I don't like about it is that it doesn't organize them all in one place.
Oh no.
Because it says like, here are all the new videos of things that you subscribe to, and intermixed in that are you replies to your comments. And like, where are the just show me all the replies first, then have all the things I'm subscribed to. It's not rocket science.
Is that what the bell does? Because I don't click the bell.
Well, when you do bell and you say all, you get all the things that are you're subscribed to popping up in your.
That's why. That's
your
why
feed.
I don't click the bell. What the hell?
Well, I wouldn't have any content to watch otherwise. And I've got YouTube Premium, so I don't have ads in anything. And I watch YouTube ever such a lot.
Well, it's better than BBC. So.
Oh yeah,
and they won't send you to prison.
And when and because I'd stopped my payment of my TV license, I was able to get Netflix and Amazon Prime thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm thinking of stopping Amazon Prime though, because there's nothing really worth watching on it anymore.
Yeah, just dip into it, man. That's what I do.
It's just the deliveries, really, isn't it?
Yeah, if I'm having something delivered and I want to like get like a load of things delivered, then I use it and then I watch it a bit. And then
I've kind of got too much stuff as it is though. You know, I mean, now that I've got my PlayStation VR 2, it's kind of like, what more am I going to order?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Gran Turismo 7 with PlayStation VR 2 is like, oh my god.
Yeah, but it's too many microtransactions.
I mean, you might not be into it because you're into shooters, but I don't play it for the microtransactions. No, you're just driving around, and it just feels like you're in a fucking car. It's not like it feels like you're in a game.
It's not like Forza Horizon, which is gay as shit.
That's a fun game. Forza Horizon 2 I enjoyed, but I haven't liked any of the other ones. not properly.
It's always the same game. Go to the festival. That's all I do. It's like I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I like driving around the south of France in Forza Horizon 2. And I like driving around in Colorado in Forza Horizon. I thought that was quite nice.
I like the Fast and Furious game. That was the best.
Yeah. I had all of them. But it gets diminishing returns. They need to kind of. The thing wrong with the Forza Horizon games is that, have you noticed that you can drive your hypercar off road?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And it doesn't wreck the suspension. And I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be better if when you had a hypercar, you had to stay on the road, because if you drive it off road, you'd fuck it up, had damage, and then you'd be taking like the wending road that like went all around the houses, but you'd be driving incredibly quick and having to take all the corners incredibly quick and avoid traffic going the other way as well. And then the people who were in the slow all-terrain vehicles, SUVs and stuff, Jeeps, they'd be going straight through everything, but you still beat them, but only if you're like a really good driver, and it'd be much more interesting.
Right.
Well, but there you are. There's a game idea that they could use at playground games, and it's not occurred to them to do it. It's so fucking obvious. But
there we go.
All you're going to do is you're going to have your hypercar beat everything else every single time. So everyone's going to be in hypercars, even though it doesn't make sense. So off-road hypercar game.
Absolutely 100% did not watch the coronation. 100%.
I saw a bit of it the other day, and
not on the BBC.
The King, no, on YouTube. The King, GB News covered a bit of it, and the King was sitting on an old wooden chair.
Yeah, they have to.
And I thought, is this like the throne, the actual throne? Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. Yeah, and it looked really old.
So at Westminster Abbey, it got broken into and all this graffiti on it. It's like scratched into it.
Oh, did it? Because the thing is, I was looking at the graffiti and I was thinking, it's like being at school where you dig things into the desk and you put your name on it and stuff. And someone's gone and done that to it.
Yeah, it's been vandalized 2 or 3 times over the last 100 years, I think. Something.
Right. I wondered I thought this is like historical graffiti that was like from the Norman period or something.
Well, it is now, isn't it? I mean, I don't know the exact story on it, but yeah, it was vandalized 2 or 3 times, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
Over the years, and the Stone of Destiny was the stone underneath what they have to have this stone of destiny, which was the stone that they had before the Ark of the Covenant that the Hebrews carried with the Ark of the Covenant. So they have the stone of destiny as well, but they have to place beneath the seat.
Oh, right.
But then
Oh, you
apparently,
do know your stuff.
but then apparently the stone of destiny was stolen in like 1970 something, and then
Yeah, by some Scottish
Scottish people,
uni
and
students.
now apparently the real stone of destiny is not the one under the chair, because it's a fake one apparently.
Oh, right.
But like they still pretend it's the real one. But
Yeah.
it does. I think it says in the Bible that once the stone of destiny is broken and the stone of destiny is removed, then the monarchy is no longer valid.
I see.
And so they hide that fact, because now,
Queen Elizabeth II,
according to the Bible, the monarchy is no longer valid.
Queen Elizabeth II was the last monarch, and King Charles III isn't a monarch because there's no continuity, because there's no stone. Interesting.
Yeah, it's well, according to the Bible, yeah.
Yeah, because some people say it's the stone of Jacob from the Bible.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's
I think, but it is
there's
this claim, isn't it?
It's supposed to be a mythical stone that like you like sleep on it and it had like magical healing powers, and you could like talk to, like, if you dream a dream on the stone, it'd be like a dream about the future or whatever. It's like supposed to be like this magical. It could be all bullshit. I'm just saying this is what it's claimed to be. So they used to carry it with the Ark of the Covenant. And that's why people always like laugh when they say like, "Oh, the Ark of the Covenant's buried in a field somewhere in England." It literally is buried somewhere in England because it was a real thing. It doesn't matter if it actually is magic or whatever. The point is, it's a thing that exists. It is in the ground somewhere. That's why the Stone of Destiny exists. You know, the Holy Grail might not exist because that would just be a cup. So, but there's actually like documents to say that this thing was real. You know, the Ark of the Covenant is a real object, and it carries the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ten Commandments are engraved in stone.
Well, the Holy Grail is something to do with Jesus and the Last Supper, isn't it? It's a cup he drank out
That's
of
what
there.
I'm saying. But that would just be a wooden cup. So how would anybody?
It might be a metal cup.
It might be a metal cup.
Yeah, it might have been made of gold or bronze or something.
It wouldn't have been anything special looking.
Exactly. So we would never know what happened to that.
It wouldn't be in any way ornate.
Guy clip where it's the cup that says "I love Jesus."
And if it was wooden, it might have like got woodworm by now and just be flakes.
Exactly. But the Ark of the Covenant's a real thing, and so is the Stone of Destiny. And the
stone's not going to deteriorate anytime fast unless it's got water running over it.
Yes.
Interesting.
All right. So this guy wants into the stream. I don't know who he is.
Oh, he'll be welcoming.
Whoever this is. I have kicking power, so we'll just see what he's going to say.
No. Like, give them plenty of rope to hang themselves.
Well, he might just come and blasting music like they used to on Halo 2.
Sometimes, yeah. Good evening.
Okay. You've got the floor.
How's the audio?
Great.
Like you're not getting any background noise, anything like that?
No, perfect.
Awesome. Great. No, because I've got an AC unit running. It's springtime here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so I mean, that was a lot to unpack. Uncompetitive. I appreciate that you're in favor of not gassing trans people, for starters. Thank you. I appreciate those words. But moving on to a previous topic, I mean, there's we can the username is a meme. I'm not gonna waste any more time talking about dildos. I actually wanted to talk about that chart, the infamous chart that people are talking about. Yeah. So do you want to go through it?
Well, I've been through it, but you can.
I mean, like top to bottom, because my contention is it's such an information vomit that it's like the average gamer falls under every single one of those categories.
I don't know. I just think a lefty made it. That's why it's got so much text on it.
True. Yes. With leftist memes are kind of wordy, but like it's but I mean, I've seen boomer memes do this.
His microphone's just cut out, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
it is, yeah.
I'll give him a chance to sort out technical issues. It's good when
Do
you can
you wanna
come
pull
in
up the
and immediately
chart?
be talking, because usually that's when everything's going wrong when you first join.
Yes. Well, it's whatever. I mean, I've been through the chart.
No, you could pull it up again because then
Oof.
it gives people to see what he's talking about when
Yeah,
he comes
well,
back.
It's going to take a while.
If he comes back.
There's like an infographic, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I couldn't really see why anyone would bother to make one.
I think
I mean, what's the
maybe it was a
general
troll, I don't know,
overview
I
point
can't
of
really
it? It's
tell, I
like
don't
a
know who
pie
did it.
chart, is it? And it's like
Yeah.
3 coloured sections, and they're all the same size.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. What happened? He must have.
So we didn't kick him.
No, definitely not. He's not here. Riyadh.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't there be like, if it was realistic, wouldn't there be like different sizes for the different sections? Wouldn't there be more of a pie slice for certain groups?
It's whatever, man. I didn't make it, so I'm just going.
No, I mean, I'm just critiquing it. I'm just
I
critiquing
think
it.
what they did
kind
is
of like,
started all that text and then threw a
I kind of did
when
I did kind of go to art college, so you know, kind of like part of my brain
we're not good at
engages
graphic design. That's why.
and wakes up and says, "Why are all the sections the same size?" But maybe they're just like,
well, yeah.
because I mean that's the first thing you think with the pie chart, because it's like making out the community that's divided perfectly equally into 3.
But he wouldn't have enough writing if he put the red section as the smallest. You wouldn't be able to write anything on there, would you? Because that'd be the thing.
We could still make it a bit smaller than the other 2, and then it would kind of suggest that there was like a difference between them, as if it was representative of different sizes of population.
Equal portions. I think
It doesn't have to be exactly the exact numbers, because everyone then
this is the generic people that they made up.
yeah. Yeah. So someone on Twitter was saying that you'd made it, and you sort of like saying, "No, I haven't."
Well, I've covered it in the video now. So,
yeah.
We got this
Yeah,
guy.
but
Who wants
you're
to
also Vadam Vengeance according to Twitter. So
well, this is it. They project because they're the one with the alt accounts. They are the alt account people, not me. So they project, don't they? So we got this guy. Let's get him in.
Oh,
Good evening.
shit. Okay, I'm here then. Oh, okay. Can you people hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh. Excuse me, I'm feeding my dogs. I know I'm not supposed to talk about dogs here, and I'm not going to bring that debate up.
No,
I just
that's
wanna make
okay.
it clear. If you're hearing anything, that's what that is. Let's not have that debate though just yet.
Good.
Is your avatar a reference to Marduk?
No, it's just in my camera roll.
Okay.
Okay, so I left the stream for a moment to do this. What are we discussing at the current point in time?
Oh, well,
whatever you want to discuss.
Yeah,
as long as it's relevant to the topic.
Open to topics, yeah.
Yeah, we're not open to the moon landings or the space aliens. What you want to talk about? We're just open to the topic of the video.
No, we didn't even bring up the moon landing.
We can do that another day. We got time.
Okay, I think I said that I wanted to be devil's advocate for the dildo cult, so I feel like I should get that out of the way now.
Well,
Okay.
how can you possibly defend?
No. He needs to be able to try it.
Well, he can try, but how's he gonna?
Well, we'll see.
I mean, as an individual who likes dildo shoved up his ass like 24/7.
This is a rib. This is a rib. This is a rib.
Okay.
So
as long as
like
the said dildo cult is not hurting anybody, who cares if they're playing with dildos?
They are rather large. They are rather large. Inadvisable size, I would say. Some of those.
You know.
Oh, the dildo.
Yep.
What is
there
this?
we go.
What are these comments?
The ones pictured in the stream, the one like the twin towers that the guys stood between. I just thought they're too big.
There's going to be
they're way too big.
Audio. Do you have an audio quality dip? Because I'm on mobile. My internet went to shit.
That's okay.
Don't worry, I'm on mobile too.
Oh, awesome, perfect. So yeah, no, I was just thinking of, going back onto the chart. So like, where do you want to start on that chart? Do you want to like pull it up real quick and like see where, point to any particular thing, and I'll tell you if that like applies to, if that applies to me or not, for example.
Yeah, I'll join in on this as well. I don't got anything better to do.
Whatever. At least we've got people turning up.
Well, while we do this, Captain, you can think through some of your devil's advocacy for your position with these plastic toys. And
I honestly think the whole thing is a work. The whole thing is a work. No one's going to come here and defend giant dildos. Nobody.
I'm not.
I just wonder if it's all a conspiracy.
I might.
I wonder if it's a conspiracy to troll GLL. That's one thing that crossed my mind.
I think 100%.
I
think dildos are 100% based.
It's a gigantic meme in my opinion, but it's funny to mess around with it anyways. And GLL's reactions, although are understandable if you just are not like a straight or like a gay dude, I feel like he's giving them the reaction that
But that man's not gay.
Well, he's also very secure in his sexuality to the point where he can joke about these things.
No, he's not. Definitely not.
I don't know. He strikes me as someone who isn't going to be offended if he's misidentified as gay. I don't know. That's just me.
That man did go to gay pride. I don't think he is.
Dude, I don't
figured out what his sexuality is.
That doesn't matter. I mean, well, by secure in his sexuality, I'm sure it like that. I'm not saying that means that like I think he's straight. I mean, shit, I don't know. He could be. He could be absolute like he could be absolutely straight and narrow. I have no idea. But for all he could double. He could be.
No,
double
you can be straight and go
care.
to gay pride if you feel like going to gay pride.
Listen,
I mean, if you think he's gay, if you think he's anything but, I mean, that has zero impact on anything, really.
What? How?
I personally believe that GL's reaction.
You guys have just come on here and said that you're all the way gay and you're into dildos, right? So that would mean that man is into dildos.
No. Cap might have said. Cap, did you say that you were gay? I can't remember.
Yeah, I said that I'm personally an enjoyer of dildos up my ass. I think that's exactly what I said.
And I think he's taking the piss, but apparently he's not. But I thought it was a work.
It's half taking up the piss.
I've said multiple times in chat that I am too tight for dildos myself, but I think they're 100% based.
Kat, when you said that, are you saying it in a gay way?
This is a work.
We're
being worked.
Self-pleasuring way.
This is a work shoot, man. This is a work shoot. We're getting worked.
Because I don't think that it necessarily means anything to put. I'm not one to do it because I'm a
I mean, right? if you don't enjoy it,
if you were to insert objects of some kind, or I mean. Any object or
if you can't do something
it makes no difference what you're putting up there, right?
If you can't do something safely, then I do not recommend
I mean, it's better to have something that is not going to be hurting things when you pull it out, right? I mean, people have to go to like a proctologist quite often, when they start saying, I've got nothing.
I've had to transport some of these people into the ERs before. I completely understand 100%.
Like, poor Barbie. Why did you have to use Barbie?
For fuck's sake.
I mean, I spoke to my doctor once, and I was a child at the time, and the doctor said to me in a kind of like knowing way, he said, it's perfectly all right to put any part of your body inside any other part of your body. And I was like, what do you mean, like putting my little finger inside of my ear? And he's like, realizing I wasn't picking up on what he was trying to say. But I think what he thought, I think he thought I was gay. And he's thinking he was like trying to say to me, it's okay, you can have it up the arse. And it's not going to hurt you. Go off and enjoy yourself. But he wasn't like going to say that because he could lose his job because I was 14 at the time.
Fucking hell, man! Like,
Yeah,
well, that's grim.
Okay.
I think you were.
I think he was
getting something
groomed
from
by
a
the
doctor
doctor.
there that you shouldn't. He was trying to ask you something there. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I'm
no,
going to
no.
quickly
He was
see
married.
if-
He's married.
What does
I'm
that
going
mean?
to see if this will kick me out real quick, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna send Hypersonic Falcon the link. We're gonna make this debate happen.
Well, I haven't got time to debate him tonight, so. But if you want to
Okay.
tell him to come on next time, then yeah, sure, we'll do it.
I totally think you should do it for charity, just to milk it, but make it go to a good cause. I think that's a fair thing to do. Like I mentioned,
why do we have to do anything for charity? Why can't he just debate me man to man? I mean, he posted 2,000 tweets since last week, so he's got time.
Okay. The meme thing.
Kids.
Yeah, I can't. It's just the meme thing. Let's. Do you want to? Which side do you want to start at? Top.
Well, let's
I didn't
do
get
that.
an answer. I didn't get an answer to the question. I mean, I
What
think
was
it's
the question?
it's
I don't even
open to
remember what the question
interpretation.
was.
Well, Captain had said that he was okay about putting dildos up his ass, and I thought, well, that doesn't tell me anything other than you like doing that, right? And you like that sensation. Are you bisexual, bi-curious, homosexual, or whatever?
But bisexual, yes. I'll answer that happily. Yeah, bisexual.
No, not. I'm asking Captain. He's the one who said that he.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
If you feel comfortable telling us,
is Captain still here? Didn't he say he was?
No, he is. Yeah, I'd like some clarification because, like, if we're making inferences about people's sexual orientation on the basis I'm playing around with dildos, and you're then saying, "Oh, you put them up yourself."
You see, even this,
which we weren't saying that about these people. We're not alleging these people as actually, even though there was a guy sitting on top of one, and he could have slipped. Right? He could have slipped.
I'm totally saying Alfred is bisexual.
He could have
though,
slipped.
So I think him being the one that sits on makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, I'm 1 foot in the adult entertainment industry, and like you guys talk about dildos and things like that more than I do, or anyone that I know, even like more than e-girls do. It just seems so vapid, and I just like a big distraction. It really doesn't require this much energy, guys. Like, I don't know what deep dive is going on here.
Do you have a particularly pretty foot? Which one is it, the left or the right?
Preferably the right. Preferably the right. Yeah.
Oh, you have an OnlyFans for your foot fetishes? I didn't know.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Male interest in feet.
The foot in the door was the expression. The right foot is my favorite, though.
All right. Okay. So he's in the porn industry.
So are you like
degenerate is on there?
Are you a
in the bottom
or a fluffer, or what do you do there?
So hang on a minute. So
how lighting? Whoa.
No, because remember, the degenerate was in the bottom half, so you can go ahead and circle degenerate or whatever.
No,
that's on the chart.
What kind of role do you play on a porn set?
He's on about this fucking chart.
Yeah, no, I'm an artist. Yeah,
you're actually a performer.
I'm not on set. Yeah.
Well,
I'm happy to talk about that. I'm happy to talk about that.
You do the covers. You do graphic design for the covers. So how are you an artist?
Oh God. Oh my God. Okay.
You don't have to say. No one has to say anything. No one's under the hammer. Like, it's not the Nuremberg Inquisition or anything. You know.
No, it's just. Hold on.
This is becoming the greatest.
Do you think industry as in like the professional, like the Playboy?
You work in porn, and that can raise some questions. And
me personally, no.
To what extent do you work in porn?
No, Twitter artist, lewds. It's Rule 34. That's what I make.
So you're a dildo.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Rule 34. There you go.
Well, that's not really.
Crunch, can you explain to me what that means?
What does he mean? What does he do? He draws naked characters.
You've seen my DeviantArt, GLL. You've tried linking it before.
Yes, but you got a different name now, right?
Yeah, I know.
So who the fuck are you?
Is this like is this
Rookie?
Yowie?
Yeah, Rookie.
Is this
Oh, you're Rookie. All
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I thought you figured that out by now.
How would I know that? It says Dildo 6.
Dildo 6 actual. Thank you very much. I'm in charge here.
So how would I know you
Six,
you are
6 actual.
Right, okay, you're rookie. All right, okay. Moving on.
Okay.
So,
All right, moving on.
what kind of
Let's
what kind of art is it? Is it yaoi, hentai?
Is
I don't
your
want to say anything else.
yeah, I was
Lolly?
gonna say
Oh, wait,
you
we're
don't
talking
want
about porn now?
to you don't want to ban you don't want to ban him off of YouTube. Can we discuss that here? Can we actually discuss? I mean,
Well, no, we
I
just
mean,
want to get a
you were
rough
talking about-
idea.
you were talking
pictorial
about
depictions of people engaged in sex. But are they cartoons? Is
You
like
were-
one way of asking the question.
okay, yeah, all right, sure, yeah, that's
Are they cartoons?
whatever
Having sex?
whatever three-dimensional. It's
He
three
makes
Are
dimensional.
they like-
Halo models? I think that's what he said.
No, I don't make them
Halo-
specifically. I've got reliable people who are much
they're
more talented at that.
Cortana's having sex with someone. Is it
Yeah,
Cortana having sex?
if the occasion calls for it, yes.
What would it be?
If
The older
if-
Cortana who's solid, or would it be the younger Cortana who you wouldn't be able to do anything with because she's a hologram?
The whichever one was ported from Halo 4, because that's the only model that we have available.
Yeah,
Right.
the problem with that is that she's not. You wouldn't be able to fuck her, would you? Because she's a hologram.
That doesn't matter. The imagination
That's
is
why
pretty
she's becoming
amazing.
rampant, so she can become metastable and then making.
But
stretchy so
on
she's
competitive,
fuckable.
everybody knows that ghosts can fuck holograms, so it's fine. When you die, you get to fuck Cortana. That's the fanboy dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Anyways, so can we look at the chart?
Is that why suicide
We're-
rates have been up for the
We
last
can look at the chart. What do you want to go through on the chart? Because I went through the
Okay.
chart before.
So let's start from like top left.
Right.
That's
Why top
that's
left?
where just because top left is like
'Cause
I
the red
I
area
read from
is-
left to I read from left to right. If you want to start at the bottom, then you could go right ahead.
We're already at the bottom here, aren't we?
Yeah. So here's the freebie, because like remember, degenerate is on the chart. So like by some definitions, yes, I would.
4chan, it's already considered factual since I browse 4chan and I'm considered the red.
Okay. So what do you want to go through? Because I've been
All right.
through it already.
Okay.
So what do you want to talk about?
What's that one? Okay, has seen the actual golden age again. All right, that's
Well,
open to that's subjective.
Yes, correct.
I don't care much.
I already said that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, TeamSpeak. Never used it. Ninja Gaiden. Never played it. Watched my brother play it. It was fun as hell. Quake. Actually didn't play Quake. Played Quake 2 though.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
Which was
Okay, but you don't have to go through every fucking game.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. So
It's just the
so which-
sampling.
yeah. So
Honestly,
which
this
is there
whole
anything
thing
on here-
reminds me of like those poo adventures, like those sorts of images. Like if
Look,
you want
the
to,
guy is
if you need to pull up one for reference, you'll understand.
The guy is saying basically that the golden age of gaming, according to him, who wrote the chart, is Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and original Xbox and PlayStation. That's what he's saying. Basically, before the internet came out and we had the 360. That's what his idea of the golden age of gaming is. That's it. That's what he's saying there.
Okay, so let me put it this way then. All right, so off the bat, what do you think is a take or a statement on here that has applied to me based on any interaction that we've had on Twitter? Like under real or the red part.
Are you defending dildo people?
Am I defending dildo people?
Would you put the pronouns in? Do you agree
Are
with
we-
the pronoun stuff?
The
This
pronoun
is,
stuff,
this is,
I
surely
don't.
this is you right here.
I don't have pronouns in my bios. DeviantArt defaults it to whatever you put your gender in as, so that's like where it is on any of my social media. That's where it would show up, but I don't care. Like I don't have pronouns in my bio.
Right.
Okay.
And would you say Halo's not an arena shooter?
Would I say that it's not?
because
May
that's
I
where
ask
that's
what
where
your
this quote
pronouns
comes
are?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear everyone was talking at once.
Sorry, may I ask what your pronouns are for clarity?
I identify as an adult male.
Yeah, but what pronouns?
It doesn't
that-
matter.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, male kind of
adult
answers that.
Yeah, like
what
so
are your preferred pronouns?
He doesn't have them.
What-
He's not bothered. He's told he's not bothered.
what is the point of the question? I've identified myself as an adult man. do you
I think that I think that's kind of self-explanatory.
You said
at that
they're
point.
in your bio, right?
They're
they're not in
they're
the bio.
they're
Leave
not
it
in
on.
my bio.
No, you said
They're
they
on-
were on
they're
your
on
deviant
DV
art thing, but
Yeah,
that's
because that's
I
how-
said. I
because
thought I'd
that's
just
how the
ask
site
you, and you could
defaults.
say, presumably
because
he, him. Are you
Yeah,
he,
it
him?
says he, him on my DeviantArt because that's how
That's
it
automatic.
defaults when.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
want any
automatic.
later confusion and find out that you were like trans and
Okay,
anything like that.
But then he can
Well,
still identify as he him.
I can identify as a fucking coffee table. All right, we can move on from
I
that.
sexually identify as a Dio Murray action figure, so I think whatever he identifies as is fine.
Based.
Right.
All right. So not
you
an
guys
arena
have killed
shooter.
the
What's
word
your
based.
original question?
I'm saying what the Halo is a party game thing is on the basis that was a Favin video where and Atman as well, where they're both saying that Halo's not an arena shooter. So they came.
I
up with
haven't
this,
seen
Halo
Ackman's
is a
video
party
yet.
game. Quotes.
I
That's
haven't
where that's
seen
from.
Ackman's video yet on arena shooters. I've just heard that it's got a lot of things wrong, and so I
Yeah,
haven't
well,
really gotten around to
he
seeing
was
it.
copying Favin's video.
Sure. Okay.
Right. So it's the same thing. So that's where the Halo is a party game.
Is it a
from.
part? It can be. I mean, it's customs is a big is.
But what they're
a
saying
big-
is when they say that is it's not an arena shooter. That's what they're saying.
No, it is. I would consider it capable of being an arena shooter. Yes, like especially with some of its default maps.
Right.
Like
So,
from its inception.
That's what that is though. So you didn't even know that's what that meant. So you see, I'm educating you on the subject.
No, I know what an arena shooter is. I just didn't know what the whole debacle was.
Oh,
Right.
are arena shooters like where you jump on those platforms and you jump over barrels?
This guy's an expert in the troll game. I'm not falling for it, son. It's not
Okay,
working.
listen, I'll make it clear here now. I used to troll clans, and I was just being a little goofy since we were talking about arena shooters.
Hey, Goofy. You like a goofball.
I ain't falling for it,
Yeah.
man. I'm too old for that shit, man. I don't fall for it. You had me when you first came in. It was funny when you first came in, but I knew it wasn't legit.
Yeah, I am actually here to hear you out, though. I will make that very clear. I will be silly, but I am ultimately here to hear you out.
Whatever, hear me out.
Trolling means wasting money on MTX.
Microtransactions piss off or the other two types of fans. Yes.
I'm of the opinion that do whatever you want with your money. I can judge you for it, sure. But I've also given people a lot of insight into how you can go about farming Bing to gain rewards points to redeem for gift cards to apply to whatever you want. And if that includes Halo Infinite store items, which in many cases it has, yeah. So technically I've only spent $10 on the store for the battle pass. That was the season 1 battle pass. And yeah, I haven't spent a dime on anything else since.
Right. Okay. So
so I simply don't give a shit what people have to say about it. I've seen people do the whole like, aha, I'm going to buy this to troll. I'm sure they have the disposable income. I don't recommend it. But if they want to do that, they can do that. Like if they want to spend their own.
A lot of people don't have the income.
If they think
them are kids.
Yeah, if they think that's
income.
If they think that's an effective form of trolling in and of itself, maybe it's a little bit weak. But in terms of not giving a shit what people think, if you bought cat ears, that's what we call normal behavior.
How is that normal?
I don't know. I kind of think not wrapping my mind around.
Why is that
not basing my personality on things that people get people do to please themselves is not necessarily.
They're not doing it to please themselves. They're doing it to piss people off. We've just established this.
Which by extension is a form of entertainment to them.
Yeah, but they're denying that fact.
Are they denying it?
Yes.
Yeah,
denying which part exactly? Denying the part where
the latter.
Denying the part where they that they take pleasure from someone else getting mad about it, or
yeah,
isn't that the whole point of trolling though?
Yeah, but that's the hypocrisy.
But they're openly so I don't get.
Why do you think I get fucking frustrated?
So it's working, is what you're telling me.
Well, how is it working?
You sound pretty mad about people buying cat ears.
Well, they killed the franchise, didn't they? The series is dead. Halo is
So,
dead.
so cat ear. Okay, so if the game had everything up to
But it
everything
doesn't.
on launch,
But it doesn't.
okay, but if it did, yeah,
But why doesn't it?
I know mental arguments are kind of the hypotheticals can be a little bit complicated to imagine, especially when you have such a grim situation in the current,
Why is that though?
from your perspective.
Well, why is that?
Okay, work with me on this hypothetical here.
Okay, then come on.
All right, if Forge, Firefight, campaign editions, and full campaign.
All right,
all of
if
this.
the game
But
was
this all
Halo
launched-
Reach, which it isn't,
and if it was if Halo Reach had cat ears,
which it doesn't,
but if it did,
yes.
and it was on the microtransaction store, and people had all the various ways of obtaining it via purchasing, or what I like to call money laundering with Bing points.
Right.
Would that be unacceptable? If Halo Reach had cat ears, would that be unacceptable?
If Halo Reach had cat ears, it would not have Forge at launch. It would not have game modes at launch.
So the cat ears themselves are the number one culprit in a game's failure, is what you're telling me.
The cat ears are a manifestation of the game's failure. That is the manifestation. It's not the only thing. It's the entire store and season and system they put into the game.
Yeah, because
so the Hayabusa helmet. No,
I disagree.
Was free.
I think there's a point. There's a little point of logic here that's being missed. The reason that they're in Halo Infinite is because it's free. Not free in the full sense of free, but it's not the whole game that's free. It's the multiplayer mode that's free to play. Free to play means it has to then be monetized. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to make it. They wouldn't be able to make their money back.
Yeah, free to play is exactly as
okay.
It says.
So if you were to compare it with another game like Halo Reach, which was not got a free to play multiplayer, it's like apples and oranges. It's not the same comparison. It's completely unfair. So you'd have to say Halo Reach released with a free to play multiplayer where it had all of the stuff that you can have as armor that you go off and add to yourself. And then you say, how are we going to pay for it? And say, well, we could sell the armor, right? I mean, it was in the game, right? It would have been another way of marketing the game and making money back on it had they done that, right? Now, I'm glad they didn't. I had the money to buy the game, but it is an option.
However, GameStop pre-orders,
all of that armor like they did with the release of the game, and at the last minute they'd say, you know what? Well, we'll just
GameStop did this very thing that you're describing with marketing like exclusive armors from pre-ordering from GameStop for an extra $5. They did this. They did this exact same thing.
Okay,
yeah,
like there was
thing, but now they kind of died out, and they just do deluxe editions day one anyway, which you can buy down the line. And Halo just decided to go free to play, and then it sells you everything piece by piece in the store. And now they're going to add in like a shop for the early seasons where you can buy anything you want anytime you want.
We're deviating off the point though, right? We're deviating into like special editions sold with like extra things, and we're talking about battle passes. What I wanted to do is just have a counter hypothetical about Reach. I don't agree with this being the case, right? Make that clear. But let's say that Bungie made it exactly as it was, and at the last minute, Microsoft came in and said, we're going to make this game free as a multiplayer, but we'll charge for the campaign as a separate thing, and we'll make it so that all the armor is there for you to buy. Now, the problem with that is that the armor was unlocked through play. So that gave people an incentive to keep coming back and keep the numbers of the population high in multiplayer over an extended period of time, because they wanted to grind their way to getting, the pestilence effect and things like that. But if you can buy the pestilence effect day one, there's no point grinding. So you have a big peak of like people spending money on it and everyone running around with pestilence. And then what then happens, right? It's like falls off because like there's no point. It's a flash in the pan.
Correct.
So actually, you want to have that slow burn. You want to have those things behind some skill. And the only way around that conundrum is to say,
to sell the
even
game.
if you go off and pay the money, it's no good. You've got to have gained the XP in order to then unlock that piece of armor. So it'd have to be two things involved. You'd have to have all the credits to get to the thing within the game and the credit system like it was, Reach was ordinarily. And then in order to get the thing itself, you'd have to pay, £4 or something for a piece of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there would be people, I think, psychologically, who having put in the effort and wanting a specific thing like recon or something that would say, okay, I want to have recon and I've done work to get recon. Here's the £4. So it wouldn't actually be.
They actually have that system now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that that's the only way you could have done it without. If you make it so you can pay money and instantly get hold of the thing, there's no point actually playing to earn the thing.
Right.
There's no value in it if you can just buy it. So
but you can actually do this dodge where you
pointless
both have to earn it within the game, but you don't get it unless you pay for it.
Right.
And it's kind of like a double thing.
Okay.
So let's just stop on that. I would just say, ask Rookie here, what would you rate Halo Infinite out of 10 day one, and what would you rate it now?
Is he still here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm still here. I would personally rate.
I'm
I know
sorry,
y'all didn't ask me, but I will.
I'm sorry, is
say
he still talking?
Bro, he just fucking roasted you.
Well, I'll ask you a hypothetical, and I think everyone's moved on.
I'm sorry, dude. You talk so fucking slow. I fucking lost my composure.
He basically said that the system in place in Halo Infinite is not rewarding. That's what he said.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can agree with that.
All right. And he said that the Halo Reach system was rewarding.
Sure.
Right.
Skill-based armor.
Not really skill-based. You just had to grind quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you're trying to go back in time, and what you're trying to say is, well, if this amazing game that came
wanted to establish if the cat ears themselves were the problem, like the aesthetic of the cat ears being included was the problem that you have.
Well, that is obviously part of the problem, isn't it? It's the ultimate. It's not the only problem, but yeah, it is a problem.
Okay.
I'll ask a question. I was going to ask you, Rookie. What would you say Halo Infinite is out of 10 at day one, and what would you call it out of 10 now?
6 out of 10. The campaign was fun, and 6 out of 10 now because we're still missing content.
Right.
Quite a lot of content that I would like. So yeah. 6.
I personally say that following May 10th, when they're gonna make the shop items no longer have to be in the shop, but you can just go into the customization menu and buy it. I think at that point it's a 7 out of 10. Once we get earnable credits,
this guy's an expert troll. He's expert.
Wait,
no. This is me being dead ass.
It's a 7 out of 10 because you can buy things in more ways. Yeah.
You can also still get them for free if you follow my advice at the farm being
what
points.
brings the customization down.
You can't
Once we get earnable credits and shit, that's gonna actually be that's gonna help out.
How many years is it gonna take to grind that many pounds to get?
I mean, it's taken me a couple months to get $20 again. So, but I've already had a
couple of months to get $20.
What's the most expensive?
How much you have to?
Hold up. Actually,
thousands of dollars.
Hold up.
Of items in the game.
Correct.
Sorry. Say that again.
What's the most expensive microtransaction available in Halo Infinite?
There's some $18 armor pack that I know a lot of people weren't very happy with. It came as a bundle.
Yeah, and the esports ones were a bit pricey as well.
Which are cringe anyways, but whatever.
Yeah, Ubernick is pretty cringe.
What team is he on? I don't even know.
How would you feel
right?
if playing the campaign and completing it on Legendary All Skulls on would mean that you were able to pay $20 to then get cat ears, and then you're in multiplayer with the cat ears, and everyone's gone, "Oh my god, he's lasso. He's done lasso."
Mhm.
Well, that
Right?
would be the
I mean-
gayest lasso reward in the history of gay.
I
lasso
know,
awards.
but the thing is that it would
Listen,
be.
you're trying to-
it
I
would be,
guarantee
but
you
the
a lot
point
of people
is
would
that
play lasso
would-
for it.
How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that?
How would
Would
I
you
feel
be-
about that? I don't
Would you
know.
be paying?
I
Would you
think
be
a lot-
paying
I
the
think-
$20?
I think a lot of people would be playing Lasso for it. Yeah.
You get nothing for lasso, and they've still
in-
got things in the
in-
game that you can't unlock.
I did
They
Lasso just for the
program
hell of
the
it, and
game.
it was probably one of the easier lassos out of all of the
Okay,
out of
now
all the
that
Halos.
you've said that, right?
So it's like, I
What
mean, yeah,
if-
people would just fucking play Lasso.
What if it wasn't cat ears?
Why are we? What, are you
What
doing?
if it was
I don't know.
a dildo on your forehead of your Spartan?
Oh, I'd still do it just because I would flex that in ranked because I know people would be pissed at it.
Because there's like in
we go.
Halo 5, there's a Photus unicorn style helmet, which is
Well,
kind of similar.
So
Yeah, I remember it.
What we've
I
established then is you're a dildo
exclusively
looking
I exclusively went after people who wore photos. Yes, I
Okay.
exclusively
What-
singled them out.
So why is there no dildo cult then? If you're
Like
saying
Sam
you
Hyde,
want-
I just
if you
wanted
want dildos
the Candyman cometh. I just wanted to go after him every single time I saw photos. I just saw red.
So why?
So
is
you
it-
think that the microtransactions, the cosmetics, could be used by people trying to troll other people in game?
Yes, absolutely. So what?
So even if you put them behind something really difficult like Lasso,
People
and
yeah,
you
people
had
are
to
gonna
pay
do
for
that.
them, people would still do all of that just so they
If
could
you-
show up
if you had
and
to pay
say,
for
"I've
something
got
that
cat
you-
ears, I've got a dildo."
if you
it's
had to
not as
pay for
much.
going,
It's not as much of a troll if you don't buy it,
yeah,
because people are
it-
pissed off that the game is a piece of shit microtransaction game. That's what pisses them off, not just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
aesthetics.
okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if it was something that was a random loot box, then it wouldn't matter, would it? It's like, you
Hmm.
know,
We'd still
Because
think it was
anyone could
shit,
get it at
but
any
no
time.
one,
It's-
no one would care, would they?
Okay.
yeah, it just blend in with all the other.
No, I
shovelware.
think people would care because that's still a choice. You're still choosing to put it on as an aesthetic. If you're still choosing to use it, I mean, yeah, it would still be just as much of a troll. It's just the same as
That's
You
interesting.
just, then you just point
No.
out where the weirdos are in the game, and you can either kick them or just leave, so you don't have to deal with them.
Sure, if you want to
Well,
take
you could
a
make
leave,
it part.
if you want
you
to
can
take a
make it
leave
part of the-
penalty.
You can make
Or
it
if you
part of the design
No,
where
no,
it
he
was
means-
allowed
he
in,
means-
say,
He
it was
means
allowed
that
in,
the-
say, Action Sack and Social Slayer, but it wasn't in Team Slayer.
What are you talking about, man?
Well, you could restrict
I
what
don't-
cosmetics applied where.
Well, this is a game where they changed so it's not red versus blue anymore, just so they can.
Yeah, I'm saying
people
they,
can be
it ought to be in Team Slayer. It ought to go back to red versus blue.
Well, they're not going to
Okay.
do that, are they? It's about selling money, microtransactions. It's about.
Oh no, you
making-
can still do it because what you could do, you know how at the beginning of every match they stand there in their armor, and it's like everyone's got different things on and like
Yeah,
different
but
colors.
they'd be standing there in red. 343 is not that clever.
Yeah, but it would be like
Yeah, they
your
wanna
dress
sell
armor. Your dress
grey,
armor will be
blue, and
however
white.
you wanted to present yourself, and then you do that at the end of the game as well to sort of say, and you were beaten by these people, right? And then in the game it'd be back
And
to
then I
red
say
versus
to
blue,
myself,
and that would mean you wouldn't have the outlines.
I just say to myself, that guy spent $120 in the game. So who's the real loser here?
Well, yeah, at the end of the game you'll see the team that beat you with the cat ears and the guy with the dick on his head and
Cat ears and the
so on. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be like, well, that guy's just spent like thousands of dollars on this character, but apparently we lost. I think we won at life and we lost a
Don't
game.
forget-
Yeah, but I
Don't-
mean, it wouldn't
don't
affect the
forget the
main
rainbow-
game or the
Don't
gameplay
forget the
of main
rainbow
game.
flag nameplate.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't affect how the game played. You know, you'd still have the readability
But,
of
people don't like
friend or
it.
foe.
People just
How-
quit, man.
People just quit when they see a rainbow flag, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
Well, that's your prerogative. I mean, the penalty
Yeah.
for leaving in Infinite is
No,
all
I'm
that
talking
awful.
about leaving the game, as in never playing it again.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
why
that's
do you
go
think- why
woke,
do you
go
think-
broke. People
why do you
just
think-
stop playing these games.
Why do
They
you
just
think
go play
nobody's
another game.
playing the game?
I don't.
Exactly.
Whatever. Okay. I don't
Um,
just. I don't.
If
I
all
don't make
the
a habit
people-
of projecting how people think.
if all the people left are trolls, and we're going by Twitter, what we've just been on recently, and you've been trolling
That's a
me,
very
and
good
everyone's been
point.
trolling me. Who else is left in the fucking game? Just trolls trolling each other. Everybody else, the non-toxic people, they've already gone. You've lost them. You lost them in the first week. They're gone.
That's not necessarily true. I've been getting
Well,
a
it
lot of
is.
good interactions in big team.
Well, I've
battles.
left.
I wouldn't exactly call you. I mean, if we're talking about toxicity, I wouldn't exactly. And you're saying all the toxic people are remaining, but
Well, yeah, they are.
okay,
A lot of them don't actually play the game. But...
let me walk you through this. All right, let me
The
walk you through
silly,
this real
the
quick.
silly people, let's say.
The
That's a bit more
dildo
moderate.
loving goofballs.
So okay. Oh man, we're just gonna.
This
keep on
guy
coming back
wants a
around to
dildo
loving
fucking strap on his head in a game for fucking children, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know
You
about
just
all
said
of that. I don't know about all of that. I've
You
just
said
been
that
playing.
just now.
I've been playing what? Oh, that I would.
You said that just
I would
now.
play. I'd play Lasso just for a dildo. If it were actually a thing that was in the game, not that it is. If the game were rated M and if the dildo was in there, yeah.
So what's the logic in that then? Why do you want to kill the franchise even more? What's the logic?
I don't want to kill the franchise. I think that something like that is just stupidly funny.
And what percentage of people see something like that and then quit the game forever? What percentage?
I have no idea.
Well,
I have no idea.
I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of people.
I will take your word for it. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't care about people.
You don't care about the game being a success.
I don't care. I don't care about people who leave a game because of.
Well, you should do because that's your population for your game.
My insight into that is that makes up a very small minority of people. People who get absolutely
no.
Am I allowed to finish in here, or are you just going to keep on talking over me?
I'll let you finish, but your point's wrong.
Okay, you can. All right. Okay. So I find that most of the vocal people make up the minority of people. So someone who gets completely ass mad over a rainbow flag on the rainbow flag banner of someone who killed them and like rage quits the game. They've got other issues going on, and that they weren't going to stick around anyways. All right, it's the same as these people who.
So is it? It's more just, what is that? Why is that in the game? And they just leave.
And
there's 100 other games out there that you can play.
Okay. Yeah, there's 100 other games on the market.
Play a game
go right ahead.
10 years ago.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, everyone has done that. That's the point.
Yeah, that's our
point.
No
one's there anymore.
There's still plenty of the servers are still active.
No, man, it's dead. By Halo standards.
Oh fuck! Are we gonna start bringing out the fucking Steam charts again? Like, I don't give a shit.
I don't have to bring it out. Well, we know what it is.
What do you mean?
5,000 people at max, and no one cares. That's it.
No one cares. MCC was beating it. MCC was beating it.
That's fine.
Well, there you go then. So
I mean,
it's brand new.
That's fine. It's like the house is burning down. That's fine. The game is dead.
The game's still active.
No one
the
cares
servers
anymore.
are still
you
active.
called it a 6 out of 10. It's not really a good game, is it? It should be a 10 out of 10. That's what it should be.
What is 6 out of 10? Like, okay, so you see a woman walk down the street, and you rate her out of 10. What do you think a 6 is on the scale?
6
what do you think
is average.
Slightly above average.
Yeah, 6 is.
You don't want it to be an average game.
Halo Reach is not
average.
Halo Reach is not a 6 out of 10. Halo 3 is not.
I will absolutely. I will definitely not give.
Halo 1.
I will definitely not give Halo Reach a 10 out of 10. That's for sure.
Why? It's got 10 times more content than Infinite has.
More content doesn't always mean good gameplay.
But
it plays better as well.
Plays better as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Are you seriously trying to tell me that Halo Infinite has the best gameplay in the Halo series?
I'm happy with it. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's the best. No, not better than Halo 3. It's like it's Halo 3, but it's sped up.
So why?
It's Halo 3, but more fast paced.
What?
And it's not always something that I would enjoy at the time, but I would go back and forth between Halo 3 and Infinite.
Reach is closer to 3.
What you said just made absolutely no sense.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Reach is the same engine, and they've added some armor abilities instead of equipment
and lowered the jump.
Yeah, and change
That's about it.
and put the health
No,
packs from
wasn't
Halo
Reach
1
an
back in.
entirely new engine?
No,
Wasn't
No.
Reach a new
Halo's been on the
slip space
same
engine?
engine for the
Yeah,
whole time.
343
It was
haven't made a new engine. No one's made a new engine since Halo 3. It's the same engine. They just keep upgrading it. It's the same engine. Halo 2 was on the Havoc engine. Halo 1 was on the Havoc engine.
Wasn't Infinite's one of the big things they were talking about in its development was that it was on the slip space engine. It was like,
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Which
They
was
dropped
bullshit from day one.
okay.
It's the same engine as Halo 5.
Yeah, because they had the assets in it from Halo 5.
The
Okay.
game doesn't say slip space when you turn it on because they got rid of it. It didn't work. They couldn't make a new engine because they put it all to contracted workers in other countries that don't know how to make games, and they weren't working together. And then they sack them after 3 months. So they didn't make the engine. It never finished.
Exactly. The whole thing's a massive scandal, and they paid all these shills to say it was an amazing game. We're sitting here criticizing it, and you're the guy here defending it. And we know more about it than you do.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? We do. We just told you stuff you don't know about.
I don't know how you could say it's a really great game. It's a 6 out of 10. Redfall's a 6 out of 10 right now. And that's not a great game, is it?
Ooh,
Is it a 6 out of 10? I haven't been paying
That's what it is
attention to
on
Redfall at all.
Metacritic. That's what
I don't
everyone's
play it.
saying.
Metacritic,
saw-
yeah.
I saw
I
one
think exaggeration
E3
is-
trailer for Redfall and I stopped giving a shit. I
Me too.
didn't want to play it.
All the reviewers came out and said Halo Infinite is 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And
I
what
don't
happened?
pay attention
No
to
one
the
cared.
reviews.
Well, you would review it as a 6 out of 10. So what's the point,
From
right?
my personal.
You're
yeah,
supposed
so
to be
from my
a
personal
Halo
experience
fan,
playing
so
it.
you should want it to be a 10 out of 10. You want everyone
Yeah,
to
I
like
do.
it. So everyone
Yeah,
plays
absolutely.
it and
I want more
everyone
content.
wants to play it with you. That's it.
Okay. Anything else to add?
I think you're just sounding really conflicted. You've come on here to defend the game and ended up burying it.
I didn't really come on here to defend the game. I came on here to talk about the chart.
All right, talk about the chart then.
But the chart is
The-
about
the-
people that defend the game.
Which one area of the
The
show
red.
would you put yourself in if you had to pick
Oh,
one?
fucking God.
No, he's saying he doesn't represent any of them. None
No,
of
but
them.
if you had
Maybe
to
he
go
needs
No.
to,
Never said
zoom
that.
out.
I said I fall under every single category on there. So like you're the average gamer is going to
Well, you can
fall
pick
under
and
every
choose
category on
things
there.
like you want, but I'm saying gun to your head, pick grey, blue, or red. Which pill
gun
you
to my
taking?
head. Gun to my head. I would like to see anyone try to put a gun to my head, and anyone in this room try to put a gun to my head on anything.
It's just a matter of speech. Just pick color.
Oh, was it?
Which one would you pick?
Dude,
I'd probably
like
lean grey. I'll go
Y- y-
grey.
of course you want to lean gray because it's titled as actual Halo
No,
fan.
ignore the titles. Just pick a. Just
Ooh.
which
Ignore
ones do you
the
like? Which
titles.
games in the
Ignore the
pictures do you
titles,
like?
but
What
just
text
okay.
do you
So
agree with, you know.
so ignore the titles. No, I do not fall under any one of these categories.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, I agree. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
I'm
fall under
grey.
any single one of these because
I'm
every
grey,
single
but I
one of
have a
these
couple of
categories
things I don't
has
agree with.
something that applies to me. Every single one of these fields has something that applies to me. And it's funny too, because you have real and actual Halo fans, according to this chart, arguing with each other on who is more of a Halo fan based off of some vapid shit like what buying legendary editions.
Mhm.
Okay, but we didn't make the shot. did we?
and
We're just
Look,
discussing
I
it.
would put myself.
you
I
tell
would
me,
put
man.
Oh, so
I would
apparently
put
I made
myself
the
in the
shot.
grey.
You tell me,
Right.
because there's some shit on here that's pretty like specific as far as that sound like some. There's a few lines in the red
Yeah,
that
because
are awfully specific to the kind of shit that you say.
Yeah,
and
Well,
the
it's
kind of
probably
shit
made
that your
by
orbiters
someone who
say.
knows who he is. I think that's
Yeah.
probably why he watches the channel.
Yeah.
Because it seems very odd that it's very, it focuses in on stuff that were kind of covered recently, like him being in there, like that was in the last stream.
Oh, I
and you
see.
have, the party game thing that was
Yeah.
in there, and then you have people saying, "Oh yeah, Bungie bad," that sort of thing. That people say all the time on Twitter and stuff. It could be a big ruse. It could be a troll who's who's someone who agrees with most of the stuff in the bottom half. We don't know.
God, you
So
guys are so fucking hard
you're
to listen
saying, if
to.
I understand you, that someone's made this whole thing, this image, so that they make it so it looks like people say, "Oh, GLL did that."
Yeah, possibly.
Could possibly.
I
yeah.
see.
Oh, so it's a psyop. But
Yeah,
yet you
could be.
unironically are agreeing with its accuracy.
We're just saying it's a possibility. We didn't say that was a fact.
I believe
Yeah, 'cause
GLL when he says he didn't do
If
it.
GLL was one, you'd think,
Okay.
oh, the grey one would be perfect. But I know for a fact that he doesn't care about Project Cartographer at all. You know, he wouldn't even put has the Halo 2, Halo 3 Legend Edition because who cares? You know,
Yeah.
what was the. He
I
was
don't think Halo
under
2 multiplayer was
50s,
better
you know,
than
what's all
3.
this stuff? It's like, I don't think this is
I've
very
never been to a
specific.
competitive event. And what else? The others? I don't think it's a competitive arena shooter. I think it's a party game.
Somebody
And
is
GLL's the
describing.
biggest Halo 4 defender. Why would he think about
And
not thinking
I
Halo
think
4?
he can
likes
play
Halo
it
4.
at competitive level on LAN, and it's quite good at that. But it was never intended to be that. If you talk to people at Bungie, and they did a documentary about how they made it. They said we wanted to have a party game, right? That's how it was designed to be. Then later, people turned it into an esport and got all serious, and got people like Walshy involved, and
he would definitely
all
say
of that.
Reach is pure Halo from that middle.
So,
comment.
I mean, people playing Fortnite as an esport. They take it super serious, don't they? So, I mean, it's a party game, and then people say, but we could make money out of this as an esport. So,
Okay, so
Never
esport
mind,
is
you
a
guys are
law
still
unto
talking.
itself.
I'm gonna have to go pretty soon, so I want to ask this guy.
That's okay.
Before he disappears. So we've established that you're happy with the dildo situation. You're
Yes,
happy.
Yes, dildos are 100% based, man. 100.
I don't know why you keep saying that. You're saying that you're happy for dildos to be in the game. That's what you said.
Yeah. That's a big
man.
mission.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
100%. Bring it on. I want to wear that in ranked, and I want to piss off everybody who tries hard.
So you
in
do
ranked.
agree
Everyone
with
who-
you like pissing people off?
Did I not say that? Did I not say that 20 minutes
you were
ago?
kind of jumping around it.
it doesn't matter. The title of the stream is Dildogeddon, right? We're talking
Oh,
about.
boy.
Why do you mean you volunteered to come in here, man? Okay, listen.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be talking about this. Never mind. You know what? All right. Yes, dildos are 100% based.
But this whole chart has come out at the same time as Dildogeddon. It's got to be on the backlash, like we just said in the last video. It's got stuff in from the last video.
Okay.
Somebody's made it. So anyway, look.
Somebody's made it.
Why are you
afoot.
saying this? Why are you saying
There's something afoot, gentlemen?
Crunch has literally just gone through stuff that nothing to do with me. So
I didn't listen to a word he fucking said. I had my headset off
because I
had to go and fix something. Yeah,
I in your echo chamber on Twitter.
I don't even remember what it was that you said.
Hey,
I remember,
dude.
You guys talk so fucking slow, and then you talk about shit like, "Oh, these people have been on lockdown." Motherfucker, I've been working since 2020. I haven't had a single day in lockdown. I'm an essential worker, as the kids say these days. So most of the shit that you've been saying is pretty vapid. Most of the people that have been disagreeing with you, a number of them that I know, have also been working in service jobs. When the pronouns, you guys are ass mad over pronouns.
We're not mad. We're just making fun of people who are mentally ill.
You literally just said you were upset about the he, hims, and they, thems, and all this other shit because they thought the dildo humor was funny.
You don't understand the English language. Upset. I'm not crying or losing sleep over some idiots on the internet.
No, but you're being a real wank stain about it on the fucking stream, Jimmy John Bob.
So we can't have an opinion on dildo loving goofballs. Is that what
you can have an opinion all you like. It's fine. It is just cranking out the most lol cow shit right now. Do you not understand that?
You have the right opinion and you have a wrong opinion, and you just can't accept that.
That's no. You can absolutely have your opinion. It's fine. You just can't seem to accept that other people don't. That's the most projecting thing you've said all day.
I have to accept other people because they're wrong. Why do you have to accept people who are wrong? That's just Butterfly Land. It doesn't make sense. We don't need to accept people who are wrong.
So then why are you
Tell them they are
criticizing me
wrong.
over? So why are you criticizing someone else who's not accepting what you're saying? Because you just
Because you're
inherently
wrong.
right.
That's why I'm criticizing
Okay.
you. Because you think Halo Infinite, I don't know, it was a good play game, 6 out of
Yeah,
10.
it is.
What do you mean?
Shit, it's fun, dude. Holy
yeah,
fuck,
it's shit, but it's
dude.
fun. Right. Well,
Yeah,
we don't want shit
people
games. We want good
people
games.
enjoy shit games. People can enjoy above average games.
Yeah, but we don't want them.
And who made them shit? You.
You for buying them.
I
You for buying the
I
microtransactions,
developed
buying the
Infinite.
battle pass.
I developed the cat ears. You don't even know.
You bought
don't
them.
Yeah,
even
you
know.
bought them. If no one
No,
bought
actually-
them, they won't put them in the
I
game.
didn't. Actually, I didn't. I didn't even
Alright,
use
but
big
you
points
support
on
the
them.
people that you support
You're
the people.
supporting
That
the
do.
people that do. Yeah.
100%. Absolutely.
and you want the dildo.
Same as I supported people who had the Hayabusa helmet on because that thing was a headshot magnet.
Which was free.
Yeah.
And you have
Yeah.
to get achievements to unlock it.
Yeah. It was also it was yeah.
So what are
You
you
have to
talking
play
about?
the game to get it, not spend money to get it.
Doesn't
And that's the
matter.
point.
It's still an
It
aesthetic
does
choice.
matter.
Even if you got it for free, if it was
Any
one of those things,
game
everyone
that
can get it.
doesn't let
Yeah.
you unlock anything isn't a good game. If you have to
Okay.
spend all your money just to unlock things, it's not a real game. It's not no progression.
I haven't
Uncompetitive
spent more
already
than
covered
$10.
this. Okay, but why? Why'd you have to spend $10? Why don't they just make a game with content that you can unlock?
Especially
play,
being
and
as the
enjoy?
game is still.
If I hadn't farmed the
$60.
Bing points at the time, like I hadn't
the
done all my
Campaign
searches
costs
yet.
60 United States dollars. Do we
Correct.
need that in the game? No, it could just be all free.
When you played Halo 5 Warzone, as I'm sure you did, because you like
Halo
Halo.
5. No, I didn't actually like Halo 5. No,
But
like I played the campaign.
did you ever pay for any of the things to spawn in that game?
Nope. Did the roulette wheel,
Okay.
as I like to call it, or the slot machine. That's why I stopped playing the game. I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that answer
Glimmer
your
of
question?
hope. I think that's a glimmer of hope.
A glimmer? No, it's just it's rather much of a disagreement. Maybe it is a glimmer of hope for you that you
He doesn't
desperately
want to.
needed.
He doesn't want to fit in with us. He wants to fit on with the dildo loving goofballs on Twitter. That's his clan. He doesn't want to.
Well, there are too many of
Yes,
those in
sway.
that group who are shills, who are also, some of them are trolls, some of them are pro microtransactions.
Relaxed is he? I know.
It's all in a kind of loop.
He was making more
very
sense than this
confusing
guy.
as to like what their positions really are on the game. Could you think, if there were Halo channels, they would want to have the best game possible, and their actions aren't there to make the best game possible. They're actually to the detriment of it being the best game possible.
Yes. There's no
Is he
such
still
thing.
talking?
There's no such thing. What he's saying is there's no such thing as a Halo Reach with cat ears that you buy, because then it wouldn't be a good game.
But there should be.
But then it wouldn't be Halo Reach. No one would have bought
Then
it.
no
Halo
one would have
4
bought it.
wouldn't exist.
No one would have bought it because cat ears were behind a paywall.
Because the cat ears would have had a store, and the store would have meant there'd be no content. Why make maps when you can sell cat ears for $20?
So DLC
yeah.
was fine too.
Yep.
Yeah, DLC
Yeah.
is way better than cat ears because
It's worthwhile
Make
content.
them quality.
they have to
You have
make
to
good
buy
maps
it.
for you to buy. Otherwise, people won't buy them.
Yeah,
Now
I
you get-
bought all the
now you get-
DLC.
all the maps for Infinite so far have been Forge maps. There's been nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Amazing how.
The Forge maps that have been coming out have been pretty good. There's a whole
343
remake of
didn't even
RDA.
make
No
it.
one's playing it. No one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people playing it.
Halo Reach had Forge maps. No one talks about those. They don't even class those as real content. If we talked about all Halo Reach's Forge maps in addition, there'd be fucking tons. All the ones they added to the game, there's 4 invasion maps. There's like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 fucking Slayer maps on top. Added over time.
And Forge was there day one, so they could
Forge
make,
was
you
in
could make
day
your
one.
own maps. It took them a year to get it in this game. No one's playing anymore.
Yeah,
one
that was
cares.
one of the things that people heavily criticized it for, rightfully
Well,
so.
what
They
was
didn't.
there
Yeah,
day
like-
one?
They didn't until it came out and they realized, oh, hold on, this isn't going to work. but before launch, everyone was like, "Oh, it's fine. No one minds. No one cares about Forge. No one cares about."
No, there
co-op."
was a good 50-50 split of people that were saying
Not the
it's
dildo
fine
goofballs.
versus.
They defended it.
Nope. You know
Well,
what?
Ubin-
You want me to
Ubin
go
did.
back and you want me to go back to 20 whatever fucking 22, 2021 and try to dig up
Go
old
on
tweets from
GLL's old
everyone.
video about no co-op and no Forge. People will be saying in the comments, "Oh, it doesn't matter."
Who?
This video on this channel that you're on right now. Just go on any comment section and see what people were saying like a year or two ago.
Yep.
They're all like, "Oh, nothing's wrong with the game. It's perfect." You're
Yep.
a Bungie boomer if you don't like this game. That's what they said.
Okay.
It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. You've got nothing.
I don't know what kind of people you attract.
You just go,
No, I just
and then
you guys,
Uncompetative says something to you, and you're like,
you guys talk so
'cause he's just
fucking
too
slow. It's
intellectual
just
for you. You don't
processing
understand
and
the
all
word
at
he
once,
says.
just trying to
Listen.
process everything that you say all at once is so fucking slow. I tune it out so quick. I'm sorry.
Exactly, because you're fully a pot smoking retard.
I don't
That's
smoke
it.
pot.
Do you have ADHD?
ADD. At least I was diagnosed with.
I see. I'm very sorry for you.
Yeah, it's fine. This means I'm hypersexual.
Well, we've got an explanation.
Nothing at all. Anything.
You know?
Jesus. Yeah, I just
mean-
gave you like fucking 3 things that you could go off of, and it just chat goes dead. Jesus Christ.
No. I mean, I think that's a very reasonable answer. Thank you very much.
All right.
I mean, you
please.
said you're an adult human male. You said you're he, him, and you got ADD. So it's like,
Oh boy.
Hang on, don't say that. That's not fair. Right. So basically,
what's not fair about that? What's not fair?
Jesus Christ. First, this guy's trying to get your YouTube channel nuked by talking about gassing trans people and black people and this and that and all this other
I never
demonetized
said that.
shit.
I never said that.
Talking
See,
well,
this
no,
is what these guys-
no.
what
To
these
be
guys do,
to
they
be
take stuff out
respectful
of
and fair
context.
to you, to be
You're the
respectful
one
and
that's
fair to
saying
you,
about
you're the one that
what you just said.
Yes, because you were
Are
talking.
you
about,
advocating that?
You were talking to, no, you were talking to the entire, chat. You went on for like a good 30 minutes talking about
Are
how,
you
in
advocating what you
World
just
War
said?
II, the Nazis did this and that, and trying to
Uncompetitive.
demonetize
Because
this.
I'm
And now your
giving you
buddy's
the
being
opportunity
straight
to
up,
walk that
well,
back.
this explains a lot. You have ADHD. You're a he him. Guys, do you have
No, I
any
didn't say
idea?
that. I didn't
Yeah,
say
it's
that
not
you had
you, right?
ADHD.
Hang on.
You don't seem to be able to pay attention to what I'm saying. I said you had ADD, which is what you
Jesus
said.
Christ. ADD, ADHD, ADD. It's the same to some of you people. You don't care. You look at disabilities in
No,
the bio.
you said
go,
to me
like,
that it was
this explains a
ADD,
lot.
so I said back to you that it was ADD.
It doesn't matter if he's got ADD. I'm not interested. All right. The point is Uncompetitive does ramble sometimes, but he's one of the crew. We respect him, and he's got good points. So if you can't follow,
He
what
sounds
he's saying,
senile. I don't know.
Right, okay, but he's talking more sense than you are. So what does that say?
Is he? I mean,
Yes, he's talking a
That's
lot
fine.
more sense. What do you mean? How does it make sense to put dildos in the game? Where's the logic? I'm serious. Where's the logic? How is that going to sell more copies? Is that if they put dildos on the front of the cover, would that sell more copies?
If it
What's
came
the
with,
logic?
if it came with a like 45% off to Adam and Eve, yeah, that game would sell like hotcakes. Believe it.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't sell a single copy.
Absolutely would.
Back to who?
Absolutely.
So testosterone-filled males who play first-person shooters are going to see.
I do not think
game.
you are the authority to talk to me about testosterone-filled males, man.
You like
the
cat
guy-
ears. That's
you,
not
you
really
like, you like cat ears and dildos, bro. Like, what do you mean?
Yes.
So who's the authority here? Me or you? Who would you say is more?
Oh man.
What do you
You're the
mean?
one who's getting ass blasted over them. You're the one who's so threatened by them all the time. I don't know.
Who's threatened? What are you talking about? Threatened? And
They come up with all this
doesn't
bullshit,
make
man. What
sense.
is it?
It's
What
just-
do you mean threatened? What do you mean?
What
And
does it
define.
mean?
You just said you've been on this tirade for the past.
Because it's the truth. It's
What
the
is this?
truth,
1
bro.
month?
No,
It's
it's
just a
2
couple of
weeks.
weeks.
This has been 90% of your
2
content.
weeks, and I've made 2 videos. Well,
2
3 if you include the
streams.
splitting it in
Yeah.
half, but it wasn't meant to be 2 videos. It was meant to be 1. So really 2 videos of me.
What's the problem with the stream? It's like everyone does it on Twitch every day. You don't complain about them, do you?
I don't get it. Like, I don't
Yeah, it
understand
doesn't make
how.
sense.
I don't understand why we're the triggered ones. We're always upset. I don't understand where this comes from.
I think because they are just projecting it because they just go on Twitter and send 1,000 tweets to you just for saying one thing.
I don't know what they're going on about.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up on your chat. Just
I lost.
Maybe
track.
you'd be able to follow what we were saying if you weren't also reading the
if I wasn't catching up on your chat.
Like, the point is you like dildos. The people that like dildos killed the Halo, and that's the bottom line because GLL said
Okay.
so. Don't know. That's the bottom line.
Anything else? Anything
Well, I'm
else?
curious about one thing.
I'm
Sure.
happy it's bedtime.
You
isn't
said
it?
you said you wanted to have these as microtransactions in the game. You'd be happy if it was like behind some kind of difficult achievement, like lasso. Do you want them to be able to be put on the head of your Spartan at the same time? Right, because like in Reach, you could have different parts of armor in different parts of the body. And what I'm wondering is, do you want to have a dick on your forehead and also ears, right? And if you do you want to have it actually be a cat dick? You want it to be a furry dick? And would that be a separate purchase? Right, we've got to get specific because we might have.
No, you see.
people
Okay, so
listening
no, I was
to this,
I was
and they
one, I
might
was
want to know this. This is
100%.
important market
100%.
research for 343 for them to know.
Yeah,
whether they should put
100% in
furry
favor
dick
of the
into the game.
of the Reach style customization. Like, you know what I mean? By Reach, kind of like how Infinite does it too, where you've got the accessory that goes on the the wrist or the thigh, all of that. So you know how they have like the helmet attachment menu when you go into customization. You go into you press X and then like you can scroll over and there's like how you would select the cat ears.
Yeah.
So what I'm suggesting is that they have an additional mod slot where it's like kind of how the weapon mods do. They kind of forgotten how this works a bit. Like they sort of abandoned it, or they don't have many store items that go into the mod slot, but like weapons. So you would have like let's take a battle rifle for example. You have the mod slot. You should be able to have a dildo as a bayonet on your battle rifle, kind of like that. And then that would also apply to the helmet accessory slot.
Right.
That would be in favor of the cat ears. But when you have the dildo on your helmet, it has the mod slot. So you select that, and then you have like different options like avian, aquatic, which doesn't exist, but I mean, well, dolphins have dicks, but yeah. And then there could be feline, yeah.
So that would mean that it would be themed to whatever animal you were picking. So if you pick feline, then it would be a furry cock.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And would the cock be positioned on the forehead of the character, or would it be on the top of the head?
Preferably on the forehead, just because it would probably affect the hitbox.
Would it be
a little
animated? So, like, if you work your way towards the Killtacular, would it become more erect, and then would anything come out of the top of it?
No, I don't think. No, but it would definitely have gravity physics and movement physics.
Oh, right. You want to have it be like boob physics. You want it to jiggle around. Right.
Now, mate. It's way too fucking deep for me, this.
Do you want it to have Red Dead Redemption 2 style testicles that shrink in cold weather? So if you're on a cold map...
I've never actually played RDR2.
If you're in a cold map like Blackout, which is like an oil rig in the middle of the sea.
Oh, like it would shrivel up.
They'd be shrunk up. But if you're somewhere which was like tropical, like Guardian, it's quite warm, they'd be quite loose, dropping down a bit more.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
how
much? I mean, these are like things for 343 to bear in mind.
No, we don't have to go that in depth with it. It could just I think
because I mean, what Rockstar do in their games, they make an actual effort over the testicles they put in their games.
I think that most people want a dick that is not affected by the weather. That's like the ultimate power fantasy.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think that's enough internet for me today, man.
Yep.
Wow. Well, Rookie, you've not convinced me. You're still dildo-loving goofballs, as we've established. So we'll see you maybe another time if you want to come back.
I'll see you on Twitter.
Right. Okay. Good times.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see.
Wow, remarkable. I don't think I could get him to dig such a large hole for himself.
What is the title of the first video? Dildo-loving goofballs killed Halo. What are we discussing here? Like, he killed Halo.
Your recommendation for 343 from their fans. You know, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's lost to us. We're not playing it anymore. So
neither is anybody else.
But they are. So like
Are
we
they?
can do a service, the final service to the community is to say 343, here's a fan who's still playing the game and he wants a dildo in the game and this is what he wants, and send it off in a email to 343 and see where they put it in.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that was trolling and how much of that was real, but regardless, it was retarded.
Yeah.
I thought it was trolling.
I thought it was legit when he was talking to you, when he was talking about fucking 6 out of 10s and all that.
Yeah,
very
man.
hard to tell with people. Very hard to tell.
That was legit.
It's really fun, guys.
I didn't kick him out. I said he could. I said we were going now. We're all going, so I didn't.
Yeah,
kick
we
him
are
out,
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Why?
left.
Why did I kick him out?
He just left.
No, I removed him after I said we were going.
Oh, yeah. He said, yeah, bye. See you on
gave
Twitter.
him, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and then that's when I removed him.
Hmm.
How did I kick him out?
I've got to go to bed because I've got my electrician coming tomorrow morning.
It's freaking bedtime, man. We live in England.
It's
yo.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we're going to bed now. Come on now.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Man, you were a legend today, man. That was some quality content right there. I'm telling you now. That was fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
No need to thank me. Well, fucking amazing stuff.
I think of these things all the time on the Roundtable podcast. And I'm about to say something. Let's kill a line, kill a funny, and I don't get the chance because everyone's talking over me.
I know, yeah. You have to be.
It's
more
incredibly
aggressive on that.
frustrating. And when you were on it, I knew that everything was working for you technically, but you're like you couldn't find an opportunity to speak, and it's like really difficult.
No, there's
But
a
you
lot
feel-
of personality. You know, the thing is, there's a lot of personalities in there, and obviously, it's not my channel. So if it's my channel, I can be more aggressive. But it's like I've only just like got my foot in the door, sort of thing with it. So it's like I don't want to like everyone to get pissed off at me in the first few minutes. So I did say.
Well, I kind of kept trying to set you up and sort of say, ask him about Halo, ask him about Gears of War, and that sort of thing. But next time you're on your own.
You want to run this dildo cult by Thrash because he'd make a good video on that.
Well, I've posted this video to the Discord, the Roundtable Discord, so they can pick up on it at some point. Whether they'll find it funny, I don't know.
I don't think it is funny though. It just isn't.
I think they will find it funny. God, it's bizarre. What has happened? And the thing that upsets me most, right? The thing that upsets me most is I can't play Halo 3 anymore, multiplayer.
No.
The Bungie version, because Microsoft, in their infinite wisdom, have got rid of it.
Correct.
I like how. I mean, if the MCC worked, which it doesn't, then I can understand maybe the rationale of keeping the population of that high. But you can't actually, even in that game, choose any game type because you have, the Slayer hopper, and then you have the objective hopper, and then you go into them, and it's like it's a mix of all sorts of things. So for a long time, I think there's some kind of like way of, isn't there some kind of new thing they've instituted where you have a filter, and it's like. You say, I only want to play certain things.
All that bullshit. Yeah, I know.
But that means that you're like narrowing down the number of people and the number of chances of finding like-minded people who set their filter the same way.
Yes.
So, like, I made a video ages ago, and I said in it, basically, it's like an hour-long video edited. on my channel, and I basically the main point was when you come out with the MCC, what you need to do is you need to put in Halo 2 Anniversary because it's like a new game, new graphics, and it should be Slayer mode, and it should have an infection mode, because if you have custom games, everyone picks infection.
Yeah.
And then when you have custom games, you can go into that and you can set them up however you want. And you can say, I want to have.
You mean host a server like a normal?
You have a host of like, I want to pick what game type.
Exactly. You host the
all
game,
of that,
and then people
you can have
join
unequal teams, right? You could have like, I'm going to play as, 3 people, but they're all going to be Spartan 2s, and the other team are going to be 6, and they're going to be Spartan 3s. See what that's like, right? Go wild, see what you can do with it. Change it so you can change what all the weapons do. So like a plasma pistol behaves like a Spartan laser, because it's not counting to anything, is it? Because it's a custom game.
Yeah, but what you're saying there is make a good game. That's what you're saying. You're saying make.
Well, I'm just saying that people, if they go off and they make their own maps in Forge, why can't they just play around with the weapon set and say, reassign what a weapon does in game, and just reprogram it?
Yeah, well, I think you can go too far with that, and you just don't ruin the game. But
well, you wouldn't have to do it. I'm just saying it's something you could think about doing.
I think for custom games, it should be like what you host a game, and then people will join it.
Yeah.
Not that there's a fucking.
That would be the core mode, and if you wanted anything that was ranked, it would be Halo 2.
Should pull that one up I just sent you.
And that way you'd have a decent population for the Halo 2 rank.
Who's made that?
I just thought that was obvious, and they just didn't do that. And they put games that have been released, separated by years, and they put them all together and expected them to have a population. And that population is going to divide between all of those different games being simultaneously released.
Who made this? Crazy. The guy with the helmet. Derelict made it. Yeah. Fucking hell, mate.
Anyway.
Sorry, man, I got distracted.
I had happy memories with Halo 3. So they can't take that away from me.
Look at that. We've got a new chart.
I'd go along with that. I'm totally agree.
I'll take it.
And the grey. I said it was in the grey.
I like the bottom bit. What the fuck's everyone talking about? That's brilliant. I'll take it. Oh dear. So yeah, you got anything to add, Crunch, about the situation, and then we're gonna wrap up, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh, just funny.
It's nuts, isn't it? It's like I don't understand. Like,
That's all the dildo people left. I think Uncompetative just drove them all away when he started talking.
Thankfully, yeah, they were overloading the chat. They've got no patience, man. No patience.
Well, yeah, they got no attention span. They were like, "Oh, you just made 2-hour streams. Oh, can't do that." Oh.
Yeah, well, this one's nearly another 2 hours. That's what it is, isn't it? I had fun. Fuck everybody else. What it is. I mean, that last part, I just don't understand. I mean, how did he think we knew who he was? Because he came in and started talking, and he didn't even explain who he was. Like, I don't know. I don't have your Twitter name in front of me. You know how many people I talk to on Twitter?
Not the same picture either.
No, it's like I don't know I don't know who the fuck you are. Oh, I'm this guy. Oh, okay. What? Who's this guy? Is he the guy that made the chart?
Could be. Did you? Can you clarify?
It's an old chart.
I don't know. Oh, he said he didn't make the chart.
All right.
I don't know what he's on about then.
You made a tweet about it.
Politically, I'm libertarian. So yeah, if you're like over 18, you can go ahead and do what you like. You know, so long as you're not committing a crime. So like, if you decide that you want to do this, identifying as something business, which I think is very foolish, I can't stop you. So I'm not anti-trans or anything. But I do think it's terrible that they're doing it to children. So I'd like them to cut that out because they can't consent, you know?
Yeah, but you can't even say that now, can you?
I mean, if you can't have sex with a child, not that I want to, then they
be
shouldn't
careful what
be
you say on
having,
here, man.
they shouldn't be having their sex organs, mutilated. So it's kind of like, and they have done, you know.
But the fact that we have to discuss this on a video about Halo is the real shock.
Yeah.
The fact that it's come to this, like, it's the degenerate fucking scumbags of Twitter that are now the only people left playing the game. This would never happen under a Bungie game. It would just never happen. What's this say? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong fucking thing now. Where's that gone?
Someone's got a point. They say, GLL, next time they debate you about the game being alive, answer with this. The game only has 8% of the Halo 3 matches being played on a larger user base, being free to play and being on the Xbox PC app.
Yeah, but we basically said that anyway. We just
They got the stats though, so
but
that's good. Thanks for that.
The game's not dead. They just deny it. So nothing.
Well, it's going to like eke out until they do what they did with the original, which is shut down the server. You know.
Well, I'll actually look forward to when they shut down the server because they're going to lose all their microtransactions and money they spent. So it'll at least be funny.
That's
and we watch like these people in like 10 years going to like meltdown over Halo Infinite shutting down. It's going to be funny. So we'll look forward to that. Do you think they'll lose their fucking minds over it? Or do you think they just won't care?
I think they'll be moving on to the next thing. I was looking through the microtransactions of Modern Warfare because I play that a lot. And I hadn't looked before. I hadn't ever spent any money on it, but I just thought, what are they like? And they got flags. So you can like, have the British flag. And I thought that kind of makes sense. They've got flags of every country. And then they had the Pride flag. So they had the Gilbert Baker 1978 original, rainbow flag. And I'm thinking, fair enough. That's never triggered me. And then they had the Daniel Quasar one, which has got the triangle invading in like some kind of, fascist invasion from the left. And that does trigger me. And, it's got all kind of trans stuff in it and black and brown people as if they're not represented inside of a color spectrum.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be applying to everybody. It's not like the original one, the colors each individually mean a certain group.
Oh, it's all bollocks. I'm not interested.
It's all supposed to mean things like, hope and spirit and, things like that. They have meanings, but they don't have anything to do with like, if you are purple, that means you're bisexual or anything like that.
I won't worry about it. It's all bullshit anyway.
Well, no, I mean, it's just like, I don't like the fact they've changed it and they've accepted the change. And then you have like councils paying out money to have new flags out of our taxes.
Yeah,
and then hanging them up everywhere.
There you go.
And they look hideous. They look hideous. And there's nothing wrong with the one they had in the first place.
But there's
more inclusive.
There's your reason.
And I think that this new one, the one with the triangle in it, the progress one, is divisive. It's kind of becoming more specific, and by not being general, it's actually everyone's coming in and saying, where am I? So like recently someone poked up and said they haven't got the intersex people in it. So they've had to change it again and include intersex people in it.
Okay.
So there's another yellow triangle inside of the other triangles now.
All right.
So if you haven't got that one, you're being, phobic towards intersex people. And it's just like, oh, good God. And the intersex people don't even like being called intersex people, right?
It
because
is what
they're
it
not
is.
actually intersex. They are. They have
What
disorders
does that
of
even?
sex.
What does that even mean?
What it means is, like,
all
for
made up.
example, you could have Klinefelter syndrome, and that means you've got XXY chromosomes. So if you're male, you'd be XY, and if you're female, you're XX. And Klinefelter
it's
means
like
you're
no one. It's
XXY,
like you just put it in there for no reason.
and they like to say, "Oh, that means you're intersex," and then it's like,
Well,
actually, no.
I'm into sex. So
No. Intersex. But the thing is that what it actually means is that you are biologically male, and you look very much like a woman. You have breasts. You pass as a woman better than a transsexual, right? And you have internal testicles. And if you don't have them removed when you're older, because you are male, they can go cancerous.
great.
So it's a disorder of sex development, and it's just like very, very rare. You know,
I think all these people
but
have
there
some sort of
there are no
disorder.
third sexes. There is no third sex. It's a complete myth that they're perpetrating. And there's like males and females. And there's a little few complicated edge cases of these things, but they are also either male or female.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Happy with that explanation. So
Yeah, everyone's learned something today.
yes. Apart from that guy who was in before, he wasn't listening.
He didn't seem to want to learn anything.
He didn't want to discuss anything. He just wanted to put his point across without actually listening to what we were saying.
Well, every time I spoke, I thought I was being rational and I wasn't being too slow. And
He
then
wasn't
he just
listening
comes
to
back and said he wasn't listening.
No.
Just stop listening to everyone. And then
Yeah.
he's like, huh? What?
Yeah,
I
he was
think
doing it for Tang.
I suppose what it is like they're so used to being on Twitter and just saying something, and then like looking back a few hours later at their likes, and they don't get into debates with people because they don't know how to argue,
No,
and they fear they might lose the argument.
Well, on the Twitter, they just go,
So
he's a
it's-
GIF, he's a meme, cope and seethe, and that's it. And they think that's a debate.
Yeah,
And then when you
they're
give him
not
any
actually
evidence,
there
they're
to
like,
interact with anyone.
huh? He just goes, and then walks off. That's what he did. I don't know what he was doing.
He did that 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he just goes, and then just didn't have anything to say.
No, he's basically saying, well, all you, but by doing that, he's saying we don't know what we're talking about, but you've got no counter.
But he couldn't, make anything about it. He couldn't say this is why. He just said, oh, just gets all annoyed about it, and then claims we're annoyed. I'm like,
And you lost it with him.
yeah, because he's just an idiot. He was just being disrespectful. He wasn't actually being, trying to listen to people out. He was just here to. I thought he was here to troll, but it seems that he's being serious. He just has no social skills. And then you went and asked him if he had ADD, and he did. So it's like that's probably why he has no social skills.
Yeah, but was it ADA or ADHD?
No, he volunteered that he had
difference?
ADD. He volunteered
the
the information that, and then
One's in high definition.
yeah,
Was it high definition? Okay, no.
I didn't say, do you have ADHD? I don't think, at least I don't think I did.
It doesn't matter.
You just
I think
asked
you
him.
said- I think
and
you
then
I
he
might
said yes.
actually, I think I
So
did
you
because
do,
he
you
wasn't
do,
paying
yeah.
attention so much and being distracted and reading the chat. I thought, is it that he's got a psychological
Probably,
condition that
yeah.
he can't actually follow anything properly? So I said that,
I think
thinking he'd
that's
say
most
no,
of
and he
these
said
people, that's
basically
why
yes.
They just can't watch a 2-hour stream. They're like, oh, it's too much.
Well,
20
that's
minute
true,
video
yeah.
is too much.
And
They
on
got annoyed
Twitter,
at that other video
everything's
that's 20
like
minutes.
bite-sized things to read, isn't it? So
Yeah,
that suits people with
YouTube
ADD.
Shorts and TikToks. That's what they watch. They don't
I'm
watch,
tending to watch a lot of shorts myself, actually.
but they don't
Um,
like. They can't sit down for anything longer.
It is
than 5
Moorish,
minutes.
But
The thing is,
I
it's the
don't know.
stream. It's like it's live. You catch it live. It's just a continuous video. It's not, it's nothing to do with attention spans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's YouTube, so if it's too long, you pause it and come back later, or you don't
Yeah.
have to watch it if you don't.
I mean,
want to watch it.
stupidly, right? Going back to like Halo Infinite, I allowed myself to kind of think I'm going to be getting this, and I'm going to have a go, and I'm going to be a little bit kind of hoping it'll be good, right? Even though I've been burnt multiple times before, and I didn't like Halo 5, I still thought, oh well, they've delayed it. it's coming out on the new consoles. You know, it's going to have to be good now, right? Which is stupid of me. But still, I wanted to think for the best. I wanted to be optimistic, right? And I know you're generally pessimistic because 343 has been terrible in the past, and you're right to be pessimistic.
At the end of the day, when you spend all day fucking doing this, then you're more included in on it. Like obviously, Crunch sends me a ton of stuff, like what's going on behind the scenes and all that stuff, and then it's just like I know it's doomed before it even comes out, basically, because I know basically more than half the people building the game know about it, basically.
Well, I didn't want the game to be bad, and that's why I made the effort of making a video that's an hour long, edited, saying what I'd like this new game to be, which I thought would be called Halo 6 at the time, right?
I might have watched that or some of it.
And then the thing is that when I heard one thing and it changed my mind completely, and they said it's going to be free to play multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you fucked it up completely. And I didn't need to hear that it's going to have microtransactions, because obviously it will have to have microtransactions.
Oh no, but they were arguing that for months as well. Once they came out, it was free to play. I was like, yeah, so there's going to be microtransactions. And he's like, no. And I was like, well, there's going to be battle passes. No. And there's going to be a store. And they're like, no, there isn't. And it's like, that was going on for months, arguing that shit. So how can you argue that when it's a fact that it's going to have it? No.
Yeah, everything's free. Whoa.
Yeah, I went from being quite keen to being like, oh no, this is going to be a disaster on one fact. This before practically any trailers have come out, you know? And I just think people need to recognize how bad free-to-play is for games that are also, you know, they also have like monetized. They also, you know, you're paying for them as well. And it's kind of like that. Pick something, like make it either completely free or completely paid for. Because I'm happy with either. I'm happy having Reach and then paying for map packs, and Halo 3 paying for map packs. I'll do that. Don't mind that at all. Because it's not the same as a cosmetic. It's like it's somewhere to play. It's a sandbox in which to play in it. It's like new gameplay. Cat ears aren't going to make it new gameplay.
No. Not at all. Right. I'm going to download this last video and then I'm going to bed. So,
okay.
You got anything to say? Say it now. I'm just sending.
No, I'm done.
Nah, just end it off, I think.
End it off. We're all good. Thanks for showing up, guys, for the stream, especially if you watch the whole thing and the people watching as well. Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Okay. I'm going to end broadcast.